Yes, students. Now we will discuss May 2025 question paper, that is the indirect tax component in this class. So first we will discuss the multiple choice question. Direct tax we already done with. So we'll straight away get into GST questions, guys. So GST question is from here. So it is a case scenario question. So what do we do is we'll quickly go read the questions first. Tuck, 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 tuck. Amount of interstate outward supply on which Sandeep shall pay tax. Sandeep is the person whose name is given in the question. Okay. Means they're asking you to calculate interstate outward supply. Okay. Amount on which Sandeep is required to pay tax under RCM. Okay. Question number 11. None of the option is correct, so we'll ignore it. Chalo. Only two requirements are there. We will see totally three questions, but none of the option is correct for one of the question where grace marks would have been given. Sandeep, a registered person in Pune, Maharashtra, is engaged in the business of providing training services to various registered and unregistered persons. Okay. Customers might be, that is the recipients, might be registered or unregistered. During the month of October 2024, he conducted a training camps at different cities in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh. For general public. For general public, andre B2C transaction. B2C transaction. And received 3,45,000 from such camps. Guys, in this case, what is the place of supply? Where it is rendered. What is the place of supply in this case? Uttar Pradesh. Correct? Yes. He was hired by Ariant Pharma Limited, registered in Goa. Okay. Recipient is registered in Goa. Okay, na? Yes. To provide training to its employees for total consideration of 2,25,000. Guys, training services to the employees of whom? Ariant Pharma. See here, it is a B2B supply. If it is a B2B supply for training services, if that is the recipient is registered, what is the place of supply? The supplier, recipient, wherever he is registered, that is Goa. For this, it is Goa. Hope you are getting it. Clear? See, where is supplier registered? In Maharashtra. When it comes to first supply, where is the place of supply? Uttar Pradesh, interstate. Here, what is the place of supply? Goa, interstate. Both are interstate supply. Okay. The training was given to 20 employees at Mumbai, Maharashtra. Sandeep also gave his residential property in Mumbai to Ariant Private Limited for stay of employees who joined the training. Guys, Sandeep is giving training to the employees of Ariant Pharma Limited. So who is the recipient here? Not the employees. It is Ariant Pharma Limited, which is B2B supply. For B2B supply, the location of recipient is the place of supply. Okay. Next, what is he doing? Sandeep is letting out his residential property to whom? To the employees of Ariant Pharma Limited. So who is the recipient here? Not the employees. Ariant Pharma Limited. Ariant Pharma Limited for the stay of employees who joined the training. 10,000 per person was additionally charged by Sandeep for a period of stay of 30 days. Guys, here we have to consider that the recipient is Ariant Pharma Limited. Clear? For each employee is charging around 10,000, which is considered to be paid by company. Letting out of residential building for a registered tenant is taxable under RCM. Is taxable under RCM. I repeat, letting out of residential building to a registered tenant. Who is the recipient here? Ariant Pharma Limited. Are they registered under GST? Yes, you can see here, registered in Goa. So it is a B2B supply. Sandeep is also registered. We don't care about the registration of supplier. If tenant is registered, then RCM is applicable. So who is supposed to pay tax on this? Ariant Pharma Limited under RCM. Under RCM. Hope you got it. It is outward supply for Sandeep, but who is supposed to pay tax? Recipient. Okay, sir. Next, Sandeep hired a bus from Ravi. Okay, Ravi is a supplier, Sandeep is a recipient. Registered in Maharashtra. So Ravi is registered in Maharashtra. At 50,000 for 30 days to transport trainees. The bus has enough seating capacity to transport 20 trainees. Cost of fuel is included in the consideration paid to Ravi. Guys, here also we need to check whether RCM is applicable or not. RCM is applicable or not. Just a minute, I will show you. I have made one chart for it. This one. Renting of motor vehicles. You can observe renting of motor vehicles. First, the person liable to pay GST for renting of motor vehicles is If GST is payable at 12%, it is always taxable under forward charge. It is always taxable under forward charge. Sir, if not paid at 12%, then it has to be paid at what rate? 5%. Sir, is it forward charge or reverse charge? Depends on who is the supplier, who is the recipient. Look here. Supplier is body corporate. If supplier is a body corporate, then forward charge is applicable. Then forward charge is applicable. Then, sir, if supplier is other than body corporate, then check who is recipient. If recipient is body corporate, RCM is applicable. No, sir, recipient is other than body corporate, then forward charge is applicable. Clear? Yes. So here, is recipient body corporate? No. Who is recipient here? Who is recipient, guys? Come on. In our case, who is receiving services to whom? Listen, Sandeep hired a bus from Ravi. Who is the supplier? Ravi. Who is the recipient? Sandeep. Sandeep is a body corporate, huh? No. Is RCM applicable? No. It is taxable under FCM, guys. It is taxable under FCM. Hope you got it. Because the supplier, see, even especially recipient, only when recipient is body corporate, RCM is applicable. Is recipient, that is Sandeep, is he a body corporate? No. Oh. Next. Sandeep also received security services from Protect You Security Limited for 35,000. Guys, listen here. Sandeep is a recipient here. Who is the supplier? Protect You Security Limited, which is a body corporate because it is a company, body corporate. So supplier is a body corporate. Recipient is an individual. Sir, RCM applicable or no? RCM is not applicable. Look here, interesting provisions. All these are interesting. Where is our security services? Here. 14th entry in RCM. Security services. Services provided by way of supply of security personnel. Who is the supplier? Any person other than body corporate. Whereas in our case, supplier is a body corporate. Is RCM applicable? No. If supplier is other than body corporate, RCM is applicable. Whereas recipient should be registered. Recipient is registered, but supplier is actually body corporate. In our case, supplier is actually body corporate. RCM is not applicable. What is applicable, sir? FCM. Forward charge mechanism. Hope you understood. I have written here FCM. Why? Because the supplier is a body corporate. Supplier is a body corporate. Body corporate means how did you decide it, sir? It is a limited. It is a limited. Okay. All the amounts given above are exclusive of tax wherever applicable. Rates of GST are 9, 9, 18%. CGST, SGST, and IGST respectively. Subject to the information given above, all other conditions for availing ITC are complied with. Okay, sir. Let me read question number 9 again. Amount of interstate outward supply on which Sandeep shall pay tax. Means outward they are asking, not inward. Okay, we discussed a lot of things about inward, RCMI, FCM and all. We should completely ignore it. Only take outward supply for Sandeep. What are those, sir? For the customers in Uttar Pradesh, he is providing 3,45,000 worth of value of supply plus 2,25,000. Add up both of this. Add up both of this. Is that clear? Sir, what about this? This 10,000, it is taxable under RCM. Correct? Renting of residential property to Haryana Pharma is taxable under RCM. So is it tax? It is outward supply for him, but not taxable under forward charge. So how much is taxable as forward charge? That is interstate outward supply, guys. Sorry, interstate outward supply is how much? 345 plus 220. Clear? 345 plus 225. And they clearly ask interstate only. He is from Maharashtra. Whatever services he is giving to general public is in Uttar Pradesh. So place of supply is Uttar Pradesh, interstate. Even this is for whatever services he is giving to training services to Aryan Pharma Limited employees. Sir, what is the place of supply? Goa. So both are interstate. Both are interstate. So what is the value of interstate outward supply? 5,70,000 guys. 5,70,000 B. Next. Amount on which Sandeep is required to pay tax under RCM. Guys, Sandeep is supposed to pay tax under RCM means for him it would be inward supply. For him it should be inward supply. See, this is actually inward supply, but FCM is applicable. Then, sir, even this is an inward supply, but FCM is applicable. This is outward supply for him on which RCM is applicable. Who will pay tax? Not Sandeep. It is Haryana Pharma. Clear? So, whatever inward supply which Sandeep is taking, none of them is taxable under RCM. None of them is taxable under RCM. I am talking about this and this. Both are taxable under FCM. Please be careful. You might get confused with this. This, what is taxable under RCM? For Sandeep, it is outward supply, not inward supply. He is renting it out. Clear? And tenant is Aryan Pharma Limited. They will pay tax under RCM. Got it? So the answer is what, sir? Zero, sir. Zero. Clear? And they have tried to confuse you here. Please be careful, especially here. What will play a role is this body corporate thing to decide whether it is RCM or FCM. Got it? Yes, sir. Sure. We'll move forward. Case scenario 4. Sir, what about case scenario 1 and 2? It is a part of direct tax which you already done. We'll quickly read the requirement first. 12th one. The due date of issuance of invoice and value of such invoice issued for work contract is. Okay, this is on due date to issue invoice. Next, consignment value of goods supplied to Kerala to Mr. Mathur in order to determine applicability of issue of e-way bill is. As you know, e-way bill has to be generated only if the consignment value is more than 50,000. Consignment value means what? Including GST. Value of supply plus GST. Okay, sir. Next, remaining balance of electronic credit ledger and electronic cash ledger after filing return of April 2024 will be. Oh, we will see. We will see. Raj. Raj Enterprises, a partnership firm registered under GST. Okay, they are registered. Partnership firm registered under GST is engaged in the sale of both taxable as well as exempt goods and services in Bhubaneswar, part of Odisha. On 20th March 2024, it entered into a contract of providing painting services to one of its clients for his office. The value of O contract was decided for 2 lakh. Contract value is 2 lakh. The due date to complete the contract was estimated to be 20th April 2024. However, due to some dispute with the client, painting service was stopped abruptly. Abruptly means in between. It was not completed on 31st March. Only 60% of the work was completed up to 31st March 2024. Guys, one of the question is on this. Let us try to analyze. When the supply of services ceases to exist, or in simple, supply ceases to exist. Sir, it is not yet completed, but ceases to exist. Means what? Sir, it is cancelled. In between. Should supplier issue invoice? Yes. For whatever work is done till the date of seizure, invoice has to be issued. Sir, what is the due date to issue invoice? On what day did the supply cancel? It was on 31st March. So on or before 31st March, what is the work you have done? 60%. For 60%, you have to issue invoice. Not for entire 2 lakh. 2 lakh into 60%, which comes to 120. So for 1,20,000, invoice has to be issued by the supplier on or before 31st March. One of the answer already decided. So what is the total value? 2 lakh. In that, how much work is completed? 60%. So what is the value of it? 1,20,000. 1,20,000 is the value of work completed before season, before cancellation. Yes, sir. When did cancellation happen? 31st March. So on or before 31st March, worth of 1,20,000 worth of value for which invoice has to be issued. Invoice has to be issued for 1,20,000. Got it? Yes, sir. Oh, let us come now. So first paragraph we already dealt with. Good, sir. Raj Enterprises received a new order from Mr. Mathur of Kerala on 25th April 2024 for supply constituting both taxable and exempt goods. He sold goods amounting to 55,000, out of which goods worth 10,000 was exempt. So taxable supply is to 45,000. 45. The value of exempt goods is separately mentioned in the invoice, and both goods are independent to each other. Applicable rate of IGST was 12%. He issued a single invoice in respect of both taxable as well as exempt supply of goods. Thus, if single invoice is issued for both taxable as well as exempt supply, should be considered total value or only taxable supply value? Only taxable supply value. How much it comes to? 55 minus 10 you do. How much you will get? 45. Plus 12% GST also we have to add. Because we need to take consignment value. We need to take consignment value. And if this is more than 50,000, we need to generate e-way bill. We need to generate e-way bill. There is a question on e-way bill. Let us try to answer it. Consignment value of goods supplied to Kerala to Mr. Mathur in order to determine applicability of issue of e-way bill is how much? They are not asking should you generate e-way bill or not. They are asking what is consignment value. What is consignment value? What is it, guys? taxable value of goods plus GST, which comes to 50,400. 50,400. Whenever consignment value is more than 50,000, should we generate EVA bill? Yes. But the question is not on should we generate EVA bill or should we not generate EVA bill? They are not asked. What is the consignment value? We have answered. Next. The accountant of the firm advised the firm that the requirement of EVA bill is based on the requirement of consignment value of the goods supplied, which we already calculated. Then last paragraph. Guys, please pay attention. This is interesting. The firm had received a GST refund of 50,000, which was sanctioned by the department erroneously and credited to cash ledger of the firm. Guys, whenever we receive the refund, where it will be credited? In cash ledger. Okay. But it is credited erroneously, it says, by mistake. By mistake, they have given the credit. An interest of 1,100 was also payable by the firm, owing to the late payment of GST for the previous tax period. Okay. Firm is liable to pay interest. Yes, whenever I am liable to pay interest under GST, I have to pay it through cash ledger. I have to pay it through cash ledger. Sir, can I use my ITC balance? No, you cannot. Next, the firm's output tax liability for the month of April is 2,50,000, including output tax liability, if any, on the above mentioned transaction. The opening balance lying in electronic credit ledger of the firm is 2,60,000. They have opening balance 260. And opening balance of electronic credit cash ledger is how much? 70,000. All the amounts given above are exclusive of GST wherever applicable. Got it? Yes, sir. We need to answer the question. 2 we have already done. Third one. Remaining balance of electronic credit ledger and electronic cash ledger after filing return of April 2024 will be. We'll go one by one. Credit ledger, what was the opening balance? 260. And we have an output tax liability of how much for the period? 250. And we are assuming it to be output tax liability. So can we use full credit, sir? Yes, we have 260 credit. Okay. And entire 250 output tax can be adjusted to it. So I will adjust 250. What is the remaining credit, guys? 10,000. Remaining is 10,000. And please be careful, guys. Here we are assuming entire 250 as output tax. They told including output tax liability, but we are assuming entire 250 as the output tax. Clear? And we are assuming one more thing. We are also assuming that Rule 86B is not applicable to the assist, not assessee, supplier. Rule 86B, if it is applicable, at least 1% he has to, 1% of output tax he has to pay through cash limit. Clear? We are also assuming Rule 86B is not applicable. Until and unless question specifically mention it, you assume Rule 86B is not applicable, guys. Okay. Then coming to cash ledger. Guys, cash ledger balance is how much? 70,000, which includes 50,000 refund, which is erroneously given. We need to give it back. Correct? Once I inform, guys, see, whenever I find any discrepancy in my cash ledger, I have to immediately inform the department or proper officer. So what does he do? He reduced from 70,000 50,000. Got it? Plus this interest, I have to pay it through cash ledger. I have to pay it through cash ledger. So you can see 70,000 was the balance, which includes the refund. But refund is given by mistake. Reduce it. Then interest has to be paid through cash ledger. Remaining balance is how much? 18,900. So what is the answer? 10,000 and 18,900. One more thing, guys. See, here what we have done is we have assumed, sir, whatever 2,50,000 they have given is other than interest. Is other than interest. Let us just see what is the answer they have given. 1 second. 13th one, 13th not, sorry, 14th. Just 14th one is A. 14th one is A. 14th one is A. Alternatively, I can tell. Okay, whatever we have done is correct. But alternatively, guys, as they have used the word 2,50,000, see, 2,50,000 is including output tax liability. Sir, can I assume in another way? 2,50,000 is including interest? Yes. In that case, what happens? You cannot use full credit for it. Clear? Because whatever you pay interest, you cannot use cash credit ledger balance. Hope you understood that you have to pay it through cash ledger. Got it? But they use the word here output tax liability for April. Clear? So we are assuming this 2,50,000 entire thing is output tax, guys. Output tax. See, here they used one word and later they told including output tax liability. They started the sentence with output tax liability and they're telling again including output tax liability. Their little confusion might be there, but still this is what the answer is. Clear? Assuming entire 2,50,000 is output tax. Okay, sir. Question number 15. Question number 15 is Mr. Arun, a registered person, is Del Credar agent of Uday Limited and AST Limited. Okay, is acting as an agent for two people. Mr. Arun reported following transaction for the month of October 2024. Sale of goods of Uday Limited in DCA capacity. DCM is Del Credar agent. See, first of all, who is Del Credar agent? Guys, he is the one who will sell the goods on behalf of the principal. And if there is any bad debt loss, he will suffer it. He will take care of it. Okay. DCA capacity for 4,50,000. Invoices are issued in the name of Uday Limited. So there is only one supply. So here, will para 3 of schedule 1 get attracted? No, sir. Will not get attracted. Got it? Next. Sale of goods of AST Limited in DCA capacity for 2,20,000. Invoices are issued by Mr. Arun in his own name. Who is Arun? Agent. Invoice is issued in his name. Will para 3 get attracted here? Yes. There are two supplies. One is from principal to agent. The other one is from agent to customer. Agent to customer. Is it a separate supply, sir? Yes. Next. To both the principal, he has given guarantee for the realization of payments from customers. And to fulfill it, he extends short-term transaction-based loan to the customer and charged interest for the same. So he's charging interest. Means it is like this, guys. Del Credar agent is giving loan to the customers. He is asking customers, you pay to the principal. Because if there is any bad debt loss, who has to suffer? The agent. And for whatever loan he is giving to the customer, he is charging interest for it. He is charging interest for it. How much interest is charging, sir? Interest earned from the customers of Uday Limited, 45,000. Guys, is this taxable? See, there is no supply between agent and principal here. When there is no supply, sir, separately interest, whatever is charging from the customers of Uday Limited, it becomes exempt supply. Extending loan or advances for which in return interest is charged is exempt tax. Clear? So this is a separate supply. You cannot club this with this because this is not at all taxable. Clear? So this is not at all a supply, and this we will treat it as a separate supply. Is it taxable or exempt? Exempt, because he is giving loan for which in return is charging interest. So we call it as financial service, which is exempt price, which is exempt. Then coming to interest earned from a customer of AST Limited. How much is that? 22,000. Is that taxable? First check this one. Is there a separate supply between principal and agent? Yes. In that case, will this be a separate supply? No, it will be clubbed with this one. So what would be the total value of supply? 220 plus 22, 240. Got it, guys? So in this case, this is not a separate supply. This has to be added to the value of supply. What is the value of supply between principal and agent? 2,20,000. For that, we need to add this 22,000. Sir, how come you are adding this 22,000? Simple. As per section 15, subsection 2, clause D. Assuming there is a delay in payment for which interest is charged. Clear? So, 220 plus 22. Hope you got it. Clear? Now, can he enjoy the exemption for this? No, because it is not a separate supply. It is not a separate supply. So, one is exempt, one is tax. Oh, sure. The value of supply of goods to the customers on which tax will be paid by Mr. Arun is dash. What is the value of supply, guys? 2,42,000. That is 220 plus 22. Hope you're understanding. Total value of supply is 242. 242. Sir, how did you add this 22,000? It is as per section 15 subsection 2 clause D, guys. If there is a delay in payment, if supplier is charging interest, late fee, penalty, should be added to the value of supply? Yes. Okay, sir. And value of exempt supply will be how much? Value of exempt supply would be 45,000. Because this is a separate supply, which would be exempt. Which would be exempt. So how much is that? 45. So the answer is 242 and 40. Sir, what about this, sir? Is this exempt? No, no, it is not at all a supply. See, when will you tell a supply is exempt? It is a supply, but not taxable. Clear? So this is not at all a supply. So please don't count this. Clear? When this is not a supply, we are counting this as a separate supply, which is exempt, as per exempt list. So value of exempt supplies 45,000. Hope you understood, guys. There is a particular circular for this. with respect to a transaction entered by a principal through del credar agent. This question is actually on that circle. Okay, yes. We'll just see the answer. 15th one. 15th one is C. Yes, sir. C. Then 16th question, again a wrong question. Aggregate turnover of Techno India Private Limited and a registered person 800 crore. Guys, this is on the QR code. You should know that QR code is applicable only if the turnover in any of the past financial year, not in all the year, in any of the year is more than 500 crore. And QR code is applicable only for B2C supply. Sir, is it applicable for exports? No. For B2B supply and export, e-invoicing is applicable. E-invoicing is applicable. When e-invoicing is applicable, QR code is not applicable. Okay, they both will not work simultaneously. For B2C supply, QR code is applicable. Whereas for B2B supply, what is applicable, sir? E-invoicing is applicable. Question is on that. So that is why I just thought of giving an explanation. Fine. So this is all about the multiple choice question on GST.